How could you hate me? I survived the 80s, the D's, the trauma, embalming fluid and laced. Inhale fumes from a stove up to shows booked up. I chose to take the world over. What defines my name? Hey yo, 30 years later, Illmatic was dropped. Yeah, man, what the about doing? Hey yo, Prim, chill. I got the rhymes, you got the beats. Alright. 30 years later, we back in the streets.
Welcome to Baltimore's Inner Harbor. 70,000 plus have filled M&T Bank Stadium since 1998, the home of the Ravens. Straight ahead, the NFL playoffs begin here on this Saturday afternoon. It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. A return now from the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Mahomes going to start this one with a throw. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
That's caught. It's Xavier Worthy. And he's going to take this all the way to the house. 73 yards. Touchdown, Kansas City. Well, fireworks right out of the gate here, Greg. It only takes 2 plays to put 6 on the board, and they do it with a big touchdown.
Mike, each week when we talk to teams, they emphasize how important it is to get off to a fast start. Well, this team, they took it to a new level. Second play of the game, big touchdown, they strike first.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. On the ground, here's Keaton Mitchell. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Oh, that ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, Alpha, say what? What? Got in. Hey, shot.
They'll go again with Mitchell. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Markham at the 48-yard line. A gain of 11 on that one. First down, Baltimore.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
On 1st and 10, Jackson. That's caught by Harrison right side. And he's close to another first down. He'll step out right at that first down marker.
So think back to earlier in the week, Mike, and they told us they want to get him going here early and often. So I expect plenty of passes to head his way as this game unfolds.
At the Chiefs' 38-yard line.
On the zone read, it's Mitchell. And he'll work forward 4 yards, but that's all he needed. This is going to be a first down.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
1st and 10 now from the 36.
180. Sit hot. 180. Finish it up. Sit hot.
Another run here with Mitchell. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 4.
Get out. 180. Get out.
On the handoff, here comes Mitchell. With good blocking leading the way, he's got the first down inside the 25.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
So they come to the line for first down and 10.
Sit hot. 180. Finish it.
On the ground, here's Mitchell. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 23, here's 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, a run with Mitchell. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and
5. Ravens bring their punt team out.
Formation.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and it's come out to the 20-yard line. Now the former Vol, Dylan Sampson. And he'll find some space, taking it for 6 out to the 26-yard line.
It's a big number 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4.
Yellow.
Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. That's caught. It's Dylan Sampson. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game. Just one more thing for the defense to have to defend. Make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone. Defend every blade of grass, and a really good running back goes a long way in doing it.
Now here comes the screen to Sampson. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. And as for much more, on the screen they gain 19 yards and a first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
Hey, 57.
Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. He's going to let this one go for Worthy. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. But fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down.
I know it fell for an incompletion, but pretty impressive. He was able to push that ball really far downfield as he was being hit. Really says a lot about the arm strength that this quarterback has.
And they'll take this down inside the 35. It's his first catch of the wild card game, and good for a first down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
On first down, here's Sampson. And he's going to be brought down. And with that tackle, we hit the end of the first quarter of play. The Chiefs have it here to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with 1st and 10. On first down, right back to Sampson. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. He'll stay on the ground with Sampson. And he's in! Dylan Sampson. Touchdown, Chiefs.
Tell you what, this offense has come out and they have completely dominated here in the early going, Mike. I mean, this has just been methodical, sustained, back-to-back drives right down the field. And then to finish in the red zone, man, you just can't draw it up any better than that.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
Hey, report! Report! Sit out! Sit out!
They'll start this on the ground with Mitchell. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Real quick. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. And he'll be out of bounds up at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. Good for a Raven first down.
You get so caught up defending all of these weapons all over the field, and it's sometimes really easy to forget about the back. And in this case, the quarterback does a nice job just dropping the ball off in his check down, and he lets him do the rest.
So, 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run. It's out of the gun, and it's Mitchell. Not much happening there. Just a short gain.
So his team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
It's a big one for the Ravens. 37 yards.
And it's hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood. He's just hard to cover, and plays like this just shows how special he can be.
Play action now. Jackson. That is intercepted. Picked off by the football. And now he loses the football. It's pulled in by the Chiefs. And that is pulled in by the defense in the end zone. How about that? That's as easy a pick six as you'll ever get. And they extend the lead. The defense joining the party. A pick six for a touchdown. Greg, they are extending this lead out.
Yeah, now you've just seen both sides just make their impact felt here in the first half. The offense has done their part, and now it's the defense that is able to capitalize on the turnover and take it all the way back for the pick six.
Jake Elliott set to kick off.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. And no return here. This is the touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. The drive will begin with a run by Mitchell. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
2nd down. Jackson. That one incomplete. Good job. Textbook there. Separated the man from the ball. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game. Like, we just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And tried to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And he's going to score again. How about that for a daily double? The 2nd defensive touchdown he's scored in this game.
So it's 3rd down, and it just seems clear that he's just trying to do anything to keep the drive alive, but Even though you're trying to keep the punt team off the field, you just can't be careless and reckless. And that's really what he ended up being, Mike. And defense takes advantage and takes it back to the house.
Elliott on now for the PAT. He gets it to go. And the Chiefs move out to a commanding 28-0 first half lead. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. This taken just shy of the goal line. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Off the play fake. Jackson. He'll get this into the hands of his running back. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. It's a nice start to the drive, a gain of 10, and a quick 1st down.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins. And it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline. So as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
Lamar going to work from the pistol. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
This is what you don't want to see out of your quarterback. As that pocket starts to collapse, the good ones, they can keep their eyes downfield and feel the rush. They don't need to see the rush. Here, his eyes go down. He starts moving around the pocket. Nowhere to go with the ball, and they bring him down for a sack.
And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Brown. They'll start on the ground with Sampson. And he ran right through one tackle, fighting forward. Good gain on the ground of about 7.
The 45-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 3.
Yellow. All right, go, Lou, Larry.
Once again, it's Sampson. And that'll give him a 1st down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
And the offensive line does a really nice job winning this play at the point of attack. And once he got the ball, all he had to really do was just find a crease and hit it. He's able to pick up the 1st down.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Sampson. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Run with Sampson, and he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down.
Now, there hasn't been a whole lot for this crowd to be excited about on either side of the ball, but at least now the defense is trying to be that spark. Nice tackle for loss there. Can they do something to build upon to try to get this team going?
On 2nd down, Sampson. And this is a slight improvement over the previous plays. Not going to lose yardage, but not gaining any either. It's 3rd down.
I think a little bit of what's happened here, Mike, is this offense is having some trouble matching the level of physicality of the defense. So physically, they're getting beat at the point of attack, and I think these last 2 plays are a great example why.
Hey, 43, 15. Yellow.
Mahomes going to throw here on third down. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down.
6 yards.
Now the Ravens use their first timeout as the clock will stop at 45 seconds to go until halftime. The field goal unit staying put. They're going to line up and go for this on fourth down.
15. Hey, rip list. Yellow. Go on, 80. Hey, 57.
Here's Mahomes. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on down. A first down throw for Jackson. Quick throw, taken in, and he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line. His first catch of the wild card game, and good for a first down.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart a 2-minute mode, and that's what they got here. Now they got to see if they can go down and steal some points.
Jackson now to throw on first down. Quick throw, out wide. It's caught.
Bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Second down, they need 7. From the gun, Jackson. Throwing off his back foot, and it's taken in. And he's out of bounds, down inside the 35. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 23 yards.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch, and
nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in half number 1. Work to do now as they come up on second and long. Jackson looking to throw. The pressure there got to him. He's hit as he threw it. That pass ball's incomplete.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
Throwing left sideline, looked to be caught, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. It's incomplete. Probably one they'd like back. It's going to bring up fourth down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring fourth down right in the face.
That is not going to do it. Trying to bite off a lot with that one. It's no good. Everything's going wrong. Unable to cut into this big deficit.
Hey, rip list. Yellow. 15. Hey, 15.
Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on first down. He's going to let this one go for Worthy. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final play here in this first half. We have hit halftime. We'll take a quick break, come back, second half of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. One team advances. One team's season ends here. Second half underway in the AFC wildcard game. This is fielded inside the 5. And he will get back to only about his 20-yard line. That's where the drive will start.
At their own 20-yard line.
No, we changed it.
Now Jackson. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes. So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there, and they force 4th down.
And another wasted drive here, Mike, and they start to add up. And coming out of halftime, you would think that they would make some adjustments to try to get some points on the scoreboard, but so far, looks like much of the same.
That one hit inside the 10, but it bounces forward into the end zone. Bring it back out to the 20-yard line.
Yellow. 15.
1st and 10 for Mahomes. That's a short one caught by Laporta. He's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started. So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
Hey, ribble it. Yellow. Attack.
On 3rd down, Mahomes. The throw here is complete. And he's out past the 30 and out of bounds. First grab of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He picks up the 1st down with that one. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down.
And I think when you look back on the first half, this was an element of the defense that really was missing. There was a lot of open windows, a ton of green grass for the receivers to make uncontested catches. So nice change of pace here. Continue to force the issue and make these guys earn the catch.
Yellow. Hey, 57.
Play fake. Now it's Mahomes. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just wouldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
The defensive coaches, they preach all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
That is fielded at the 20. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. Here's Jackson. Forced out wide. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 41.
It's a gain of 25 yards on the play. And the Baltimore
on 1st and 10, Jackson. And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Chiefs are going to get the football at their own 40.
Mike, these are just throws you're not accustomed to seeing, especially from a quarterback that has played this much football. He's been around the NFL for a long time. He's got to make better decisions. Costly mistakes like that are going to kill his team.
Mahomes out of the pistol. He'll throw. Oh, no chance there. Under a heavy rush, he goes down.
Mahomes sacked. A loss of 11 yards. 2nd down.
Attack! 43! 43!
Mahomes now on 2nd down. He's got Laporta open on the left side. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Yellow!
Mahomes now out of the gun here on 3rd down. He'll go right back to Laporta. A gain of 16 on that pass play. 1st down, KC.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Here's a give up the middle for Sampson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
We're seeing such an uptick, Mike, across the league in these hybrid kind of positionless defenders, especially safety. So are they a safety? Are they a linebacker? They're good in both coverage. And in this case, they can play near the line of scrimmage and still make plays on the ground.
Mahomes looking to throw on 2nd down. He's going to let this one go for Worthy.
Well, it's not going to make up for all the plays that they've been on the wrong side up until this point. They finally are able to land a jab of their own, knock this ball away, and get a much-needed incomplete pass.
Fire on these two! 180! Hey, yellow, hey, go going.
Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. He's got his man. He finds Worthy. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
Here's 2nd and 6.
Yellow!
At the 30-yard line.
Yellow!
Right back to the air for Mahomes. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. They might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Based on the routes downfield, it looked like the protection was designed to give the quarterback a little bit more time to wait for things to uncover downfield. So give credit up front to the defensive line. Immediate pressure early speeds up the quarterback's clock. He's got no choice than to get rid of it, probably a little bit earlier than he would have preferred.
He'll get that out wide to Sampson. And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line. They've got it. It'll be first and goal after a pickup of 21.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's first and goal.
Yellow.
Throwing again, it's Mahomes. On the run to the right. To the end zone, it's intercepted. And the Ravens will take over at their own 15.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
On play action, here's Jackson. Out to his right. Oh, the struggles continue. Another interception. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys first and 10 in the red zone.
Yellow.
A give, it's Sampson. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter.
A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7.
1 quarter remains here in this AFC wild card matchup. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. Second and 7. On second down, here's a run to begin the fourth quarter. And he'll take this one in. Dylan Sampson. Touchdown, KC. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his second touchdown of the game. Greg in the end zone again. I'm running out of different ways to say touchdown. They're doing it so often here today.
Mike, some offensive play callers, once they get the lead, it's just milk the clock and let's get out with the win. But not this coach. He is trying to score every single time they possess the ball.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. This one deep in the landing zone. He'll return it from the 2. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. That's to the right side, and he's complete.
And this is where the timing of these passing games, you see guys, they call it routes on air, Mike. During the course of the week, there's no defense, nobody playing on coverage, but it's the timing. It's be on time, get your depth, be where the quarterback expects you to be, because then when the game starts, things get sped up just a little bit more for the quarterback. And in this case, it's a perfect example. He's open, he tries to lead his guy, just puts a little too much in front of it.
Second down, Jackson. That's caught by Harrison right side. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page. And when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. And he is out of bounds at the 45. A pickup of 12 yards. First down, Baltimore.
First down. First and 10 at the 40.
Off the play fake, Jackson. He'll fire one deep for Harrison. And they are into the end zone for the first time today. Marvin Harrison it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least will pay off with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
It's the score. Chiefs 34, Ravens 7.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This return...